Good afternoon. Welcome to the Fall 2022 Clemson Ring Ceremony. At this time, please rise as members of Clemson University's Air Force ROTC Detachment 770 bring forward the Clemson Rings for today's ceremony. You may be seated. My name is Julia Bluen, and I have the pleasure of serving as your Student Body Vice President. We are grateful and honored to have Clemson cadets serve as the bearers of the Clemson Ring for the presentation to their classmates. As part of today's program, you will learn about the history and traditions of the Clemson Ring, beginning with the first graduating class in 1896, when Clemson was a military college. Cadets were the first students to wear the Clemson Ring, and they became the first Clemson alumni to demonstrate to the world the qualities and ideals that the Clemson Ring represents. The cadets here today remind us of the unbroken connection that now spans 127 years between our university's proud military heritage and our beautiful Clemson Ring. Today's program also will include the story of one of Clemson's most distinguished and beloved alumni, the late Brigadier General Ben Scardin. You will learn how during the Second World War, General Scardin's life was saved by two other former Clemson cadets and by the Clemson Ring. A quote from General Scardin about our duty to serve others marks the entrance to Memorial Park. which is next to the Scroll of Honor and across the street from Memorial Stadium. The quote begins a pathway through the park that leads visitors to a profound question: how will you serve? The answer to that question is personal for each of us, and it is uniquely significant for all who wear the Clemson ring. Congratulations as you begin your journey today with the Clemson ring.
My thoughts often wander through these upper South Carolina hills that shelter the university that forms a common bond for many thousands of people who have studied here, or taught here, or worked here. There's something in these hills that has touched every one of them, something that has rubbed off on them in varying degrees, something that is built within the breasts of all Clemson men and women, an enduring spark akin to an eternal pride. There's something in these hills. It was here when a handful of fledgling faculty members greeted a relatively small band of 446 students more than 100 years ago. That was shortly after convict labor had completed an administration building and clock tower that still dominate these Blue Ridge foothills with a timelessness and serenity that impart inspiration and strength anew each time they are looked upon. There's something in these hills that has endeared itself to an endless procession of administrators, teachers, students, secretaries, and workmen. Hundreds of names pass through my consciousness, names of people who gave selflessly of themselves to build the institution nestled here, and who at one and the same time mined the priceless something the hills contain, and returned to them still more of it. There's something in these hills, and from them we have drawn the power to transcend the stresses and strains that tug away to make things come unglued in these disquieting times. The power to cut through such modern concepts and such modern facts as generation gaps, communication gaps, and ideological gaps. There's something in these hills that has bound together a man of over 90 and a woman under 20. Something that has given them a common ground on which to stand and a start toward bridging and eliminating any gap or any stress or any strain that might try to make unglued whatever they seek for themselves as they move out of these hills into the mountains, the plains, the oceans, the forests, the skies, and the storms of life. There is something in these hills that you and I can't define and others can't understand. A wave of warmth always surges through me when outsiders say, "I don't know what it is about you Clemson people, but your undying love for Clemson is admired by everyone I know." There's something in these hills, and I suspect that's what it is. The ability of an institution through the unending dedication and greatness of its people, its administration, its faculty, its staff, its students, and alumni to impart to all it touches a respect, an admiration, an affection that stands firm in disquieting times, when things around it give impressions of coming unglued. There is something in these hills that brings together and binds together and holds together
men and women of all persuasions,
of all heights, sizes, weights, and cultural backgrounds.
Something that cuts across every difference, spans every gap, penetrates every wall.
Something that makes a man or a woman stand taller, feel better, and say with a high pride to all within earshot,
I
I
went to Clemson.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the 2022 Fall Ring Ceremony. My name is Lane Josie, and I'm president of the Student Alumni Council and the Student Alumni Association here at Clemson. It is an honor to be with each of you today as you participate in one of Clemson's greatest traditions. Placing the ring on your finger today not only signifies that you are nearing graduation, it is a forever reminder of your time, your life, and your experiences while on Clemson's campus. It will forever connect you to the many alumni you will meet throughout your life after you've crossed a future stage to receive your Clemson diploma. It will forever connect you to Clemson and to each other, and it will forever remind you of this day. We are honored to have many special guests with us, from each student receiving your Clemson ring to the families that have joined us, to our guest speakers who provide a glimpse into what the Clemson ring means to the entire Clemson family. First, please join me in welcoming the members of our distinguished stage party, our university president, Dr. Jim Clements, President of the Clemson Alumni Association, Mr. Jeff Duckworth, and Executive Director of the Clemson Alumni Association, Mr. Will Brasington. Join me in a round of applause for these special guests. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite our Master of Ceremonies and the leader of our Alumni Association, Mr. Will Brasington, to come forward to begin our program. Please welcome Will Brasington.
Well, thank you, Lane. Good afternoon. Welcome. It's great to be here with each of you, and it's a privilege to have you here to participate in our fall ring ceremony. Today is a very special day indeed. Our team at the Clemson Alumni Association, along with our Student Alumni Council, has been working diligently to create for you today's memorable experience. Students, you have already created many memories that you will hold dear for the rest of your life. And today, we celebrate a uniquely remarkable milestone in your Clemson journey as each of you joins the more than 174,000 living alumni around the world who have earned the right to wear the Clemson ring. To the parents and the guests of those being honored today, we thank you for taking the time to travel here and experience this special moment with your student. The Clemson Alumni Association is proud to sponsor the ring ceremony as part of our ongoing mission to celebrate and enhance the lifelong connections that define the Clemson experience and to serve and enable all who love Clemson to remain actively involved in the advancement of our university. The association brings together alumni of all ages, all races, all geographies to keep their flame for Clemson alive and glowing. And we do this through events, through get-togethers, various programs, regular communications, so that our alumni will always feel that they are part of the Clemson family. And of particular importance to those of you who will soon graduate, the Alumni Association provides an array of services, career services, networking opportunities, all designed to help our recent graduates begin their careers. More than anything, your Clemson Alumni Association unites all those who proudly wear the Clemson ring in celebrating our special kinship. Nothing symbolizes the connection we share more beautifully or more powerfully than the Clemson ring. Over time, the Clemson ring has changed a little, but its tradition has always remained the same, and now you too are part of that tradition. Please enjoy the following video that highlights the special history of our Clemson ring, which dates all the way back to the first graduating class of 1896.
Your ring tells a story of the journey you took to get here, the dreams, the sacrifices, the grit. Your ring tells a story of opportunity, of newly opened doors. Your key, a game changer, a career starter, a conduit to success. Your ring tells a story of legacy, the history of those who came before you, those who dared to be extraordinary in their pursuit of excellence. Your ring tells a story of selfless service, of wars fought and battles won, the thousands of bold men and women who risked it all and didn't hesitate to do so. Your ring tells a story of the dreamers and doers, the ones who dare to change the status quo, the students who become professionals, the interns who become experts, the leaders who become heroes. Your ring tells a story of kinship, of an unspoken bond. This is what family feels like. Our alma mater runs deep. This unwavering connectedness survives in a world that can easily divide us. Who shall separate us now? No one. Your ring tells a story of the person wearing it now and the person wearing it 100 years ago. A lifelong network of family. Your ring tells a story of humble beginnings. The first ring formed and cut in 1896. The evolution of this small but mighty silver and gold Taurus. The updates, the upgrades, the tributes, the honor, the eagle of peace, the palmetto, the star, the hope. Dum spiro spero spes. As long as you have breath, you can fight on. Your ring tells a story of Clemson pride, of homegrown glory, unstoppable Tigers, of championships won and victories to come. Your ring tells your story, your journey to get here, your blueprint for success. Your ring is your family, your link to the past, present, and future of Clemson. Your friends, your classmates, your people. It's so much more than a ring. It's your story, a part of who you are. It is your part of our story. Wear it with pride. Tiger pride.
Good afternoon. My name is Brennan Doherty, and I'm the Vice President of the Student Alumni Association and Student Alumni Council. As a Clemson student and a representative of the student body, it is my pleasure to join you on such a special occasion. As a group, we have overcome so much. We have faced the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Yet we have bonded together as a family in solidarity and love. And today, we will strengthen that bond by joining together in wearing the Clemson ring. Along with graduation, this will be one of the most important moments of your college career. I hope you will cherish it as much as I know I did when I received my ring. We wouldn't be here today without the faithful leadership of the president of our alma mater. President Clements has had a major impact on this great university in service to students, to faculty and staff, and to alumni everywhere. He is a nationally recognized voice in higher education who is leading Clemson to unprecedented levels of achievement. Since he joined Clemson in 2013, undergraduate applications have nearly tripled to a record high of 53,000, while student success measures such as retention and graduation rates have risen to record heights. And during that same time period, annual research expenditures have increased 56%, to the current all-time high of more than $237 million. He has helped to raise approximately $1.5 billion in private support for our students and faculty, and the university has invested more than $1 billion in new construction. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Dr. Jim Clements.
Thank you, Brennan, for that wonderful introduction. Good afternoon. Go Tigers. Thank you all for being here for this absolutely wonderful ceremony. I'm honored to be with you on this very special day for your ring ceremony. I can tell you this is one of my favorite traditions. Will you please help me thank Lane Josie and Brennan Doherty for their service as President and Vice President of the Student Alumni Council? And thank you to Undergraduate Student Body President Malik Baligan and Vice President Julia Bluin. Would you please help me thank them for their leadership? Also want to thank the chairs for the ring ceremony, Grant Wilkins and Riley Dowling. I know that a lot of hard work went into planning this event and pulling it off. Would you please help me thank them? I also want to thank these two fine gentlemen on the stage with me, Will Brazington, Executive Director of the Alumni Association, and Jeff Duckworth, Chair of the Board for the Clemson Alumni Association. Would you please help me thank them for their leadership? So the ring ceremony is indeed another great Clemson tradition, and it's always a special day, but now it holds even more meaning for me. Last fall, my wife and I were named honorary alumni, and we were presented with our very own Clemson rings at a surprise announcement. Beth and I were both humbled and honored to be named honorary alums, and we wear our rings with great pride as members of the alumni family. And I'm proud to wear my Clemson ring today as I present each of you with your Clemson ring. Also want to mention that my niece, Mary Grace Smith, will get her ring today, and today is her 21st birthday. Congratulations, MG. That now makes a total of 12 people in our extended family who either have a Clemson ring or who are currently enrolled as a student. You know, rings are important things. They have a tangible value, as you will see in the video later in the ceremony about my late dear friend, General Ben Scardin, who passed away last November at the age of 104. He was one of the greatest individuals to walk the halls of this great university. His Clemson ring literally saved his life. Rings also have great symbolic value. The ring that I wear every day symbolizes the commitment that my wife and I made on our wedding day 32 years ago. By the way, my beautiful wife is here. Would you please help me thank her for all she does for this university? So my wedding ring celebrates the birth of a new family, my family. In a similar way, your Clemson ring symbolizes an important rite of passage for you. And today is an important milestone on your journey here at this great university. For many of you, that journey started right here with freshman convocation when I had the chance to welcome you to Clemson. And it will continue when we meet again right here at graduation when you receive your diploma. But what does this day, Ring Day, actually signify? First, it means that you have successfully completed at least 90 credit hours of academic work towards earning your degree. So please pat yourself on the back. That is a big-time accomplishment at one of the best public universities in the country. Congratulations. So about 3/4 of your college career is now behind you, and the end is in sight. Second, it means that you have chosen a major field of study and a career path that you will follow. Your future beyond Clemson as an independent, self-sufficient adult is taking shape. Parents, I know that you are happy about that, and we thank you for your support. Would you help me recognize all of the family members here today? Finally, many of you will leave this ring ceremony absolutely determined to make the best possible use of every minute you have left here at Clemson. I felt the same way during my senior year of college, and I think you will too. Savor this time, use it wisely, and make it meaningful. You will never have a better chance to learn so much from so many diverse people as you have on this campus. Wear your ring with great pride and with the understanding that upon graduation, you will join a family of more than 174,000 living alumni worldwide. This is an opportunity, but it's also a responsibility. You will be an ambassador for Clemson wherever you travel. Your ring will be a conversation starter, and it will open up doors for you. Soon you will add your story to the ring stories that we hear today. It's truly an honor for me to present you with your Clemson ring. Congratulations again. Thank you for inviting me to be part of your journey here at Clemson. May God bless you all, and go Tigers!
Hello, fellow Tigers. My name is Malik Baligan, and I currently serve on the Student Alumni Council and as your student body president. I am honored to be here with you today as a part of this significant occasion in your journey at Clemson University. I had the pleasure of receiving my Clemson ring this past spring, and I know how excited you are to finally receive yours. This ring, which may seem like just a piece of jewelry to add to your collection, means so much more. It's a physical representation of the bond that exists between Clemson alumni near and far, who, just as we are doing today, walked these hills, sat in these seats, and had a role into making Clemson into what it is today. The Clemson ring will soon hold a special place in your heart, much like it does for the many alumni who wear it today. For years to come, you will be able to look at your ring and reminisce on the memories you made during your time here at this wonderful institution. I would like to take a brief moment to share with you what has led to the meaning that I find in my Clemson ring. It is a meaning that begins at home with the most influential Clemson graduate in my life, my mother. My mom was and is a very involved Clemson alum in ways ranging from game day tailgates and watch parties to the leadership and support she shows to Clemson on the academic side through her involvement on the Clemson Alumni Board, her support of the PeerWise program, and the creation of her very own scholarship, the Sonia Spratly Baligan Diversity Scholarship for Women in Science and Engineering. All attest to her love for this university and have inspired me to serve the students of the Clemson community just like she has. The meaning of my ring comes from the experience that I've seen her have with her own ring. I remember playing baseball as a kid, traveling all around Georgia, and with that came the rowdy plateside parents. At one particular game, there was this dad from another team who was pretty vocal about his expectations of the outcome of the game should his kids' team and my team go head-to-head. Fast forward to the tournament, my mom and I were sitting outside the concession stand when that dad approached my mother and asked, "Is that a Clemson ring you're wearing?" And of course, the proud alum that my mom is, she flashed her ring and said, "Why, yes, it is." When I eagerly replied, he went on to show off his own Clemson ring, and he let out a "Go Tigers." And then I gave a "Go Tigers" right back. He cracked a smile and then gave me a high five. Throughout the rest of the tournament, this dad was like my second biggest cheerleader, thanks to the bond that he shared with my mom. This just goes to show that no matter the differences we may have, there is a common thread that ties us all together, and that is this Clemson ring. Momentarily, you will hear the profound story of the late General Ben Scardin, a member of Clemson's class of 1938. Following a distinguished military career, he returned to Clemson as a professor of English. During that second career, Clemson students selected him as the Alumni Master Teacher in 1977. And then in 2002, he received the Alumni Association's highest award for distinguished service. And then in 2020, he received the university's highest public honor, the Clemson Medallion. Shortly before his passing, he received an honorary promotion to the rank of Brigadier General. Today, we are honored to have the opportunity to hear his amazing story and how his Clemson ring literally saved his life.
For years, the Tigers who came before you have heard the story of Colonel Ben Scardin, a Clemson graduate who bravely fought in World War II. He became a prisoner of war, forced to participate in the Bataan Death March after the 3-month Battle of Bataan in April 1942. More than 60,000 American and Filipino troops were made to march through the country while suffering extraordinary physical abuse. And it's estimated that 1/3 of the prisoners died. If not for his Clemson ring, Colonel Scardin would have been one of them. This is his story.
The Bataan Death March occurred at the surrender of the American Filipino forces in April of 1942 on the Bataan Peninsula. And so we soon realized as we made the march that guards were looking for rings, watches, I took my ring off and I rolled it up in my sleeve, I believe. From then on, I became very, very protective of the ring. Never to pull it out and look at it or anything else, but I knew where it was. I was in very, very bad health in prison camp, and there was no medicine, no way of improving your health. And then when it got to where I was going to have to be put over in what they call the hospital area in the 0 ward, because that's where they took people that couldn't do anything for us, and no one ever returned from there. Henry Otis took care of me. Otis was able to let it be known that he knew of a gold ring was for trade for food, and they mixed up chicken and rice, and they spoon-fed me because I had this, couldn't see very well for one thing, but I responded to that so well, my appetite was restored, and I was whole again, so to speak. Well, I've often thought about my little gold ring which I'd hidden for so long, and I had no qualms about turning it over to Otis for this exchange because there was nothing else that could be done. But I've always thought about that ring, and when I was married in 1947, my wife, as an engagement present, had my brother, who was a Clemson graduate, replace the ring. And I've had it ever since, naturally, and I take a great pride and glory in having a ring that fits and one that I'm very, very proud of.
As you receive your ring today, you will go forward to create your own unique story. You too will face your own challenges and triumphs. And while we can't imagine what some of the Tigers before us have endured, know this: these rings will continue to bind us together and make us all stronger, year after year.
Wow. What warm words and such a powerful story from a true Clemson legend. It's always such an inspiration to hear General Scarden's story so that all who wear the Clemson ring, including each of you here today, can truly understand the bond of the Clemson family and the significance of the ring. I'd like to share an additional reflection on another important lesson that General Scarden taught us. At the beginning of this ceremony today, you heard mention of the question, how will you serve? General Scarden was asked to speak on this topic during the May 2012 dedication of Memorial Park and the Scroll of Honor. Scarden's remarks included a guide, perhaps even a challenge, for how each of us should view our relationship with Clemson. You see, he noted that Memorial Park is dedicated to all Clemson alumni in all professions, industries, and roles in society who have served to improve the quality of life and to protect our freedoms. And then he added this observation. Scarden said, Clemson University is an extension of the vision of its planners and administrators and the talents and gifts of its graduates and friends. As an English professor, General Scarden chose his words very carefully. Note that he did not say that we are an extension of Clemson. He said that Clemson is an extension of us. Clemson does not define who we are as individuals, nor the impact that we will have on this world. Rather, we define Clemson's impact by how we, as Clemson alumni, use our talents and our gifts to help others and to make the world a better place. Students, we hope that each time you look at the Clemson ring on your finger from this day forward, you will recall General Scarden's story so that the ring will become a constant reminder and motivation to use your Clemson education, your Clemson experience, your Clemson spirit to be of service to others wherever you may go in life. As we prepare momentarily to present you with your Clemson ring, I want to point out something that I think you might find neat. We've talked a lot today thus far about the ring's rich history. In fact, the video we watched a little earlier talked about some of the design elements that help make our ring very special, help to make it stand out. When you walk across the stage here in just a few minutes, a little while, you will receive your ring via a white box. Inside that white box, you'll find another box, a wooden box. Pay particular close attention to that wooden box. The wooden box that holds your ring was made from wood of trees that once thrived on Clemson's campus. These trees, many of which fell due to old, aging root systems, spent many years as the canopy of our campus that we all walked under at one time or another. May this box, as well as your ring, forever bring you fond memories of the special times you experienced at Clemson. Now, it's time to celebrate and recognize each of you as you join those who have earned the right to wear the Clemson ring. On behalf of the Clemson Alumni Association and indeed the entire Clemson family, we applaud you for this most impressive accomplishment. Without further ado, please allow the presentation of the class rings to begin.
Lloyd Richardson III, Conlin Ripperda, Jessica Schwartz, Charles Urashima, Mary Kaler, Kay Keltz, Rachel Kane, Cassidy Karras, Garrett Kaufman, Andrew Kays, Ashlyn Carney, Kaylee Terse, Ava Keating, Catherine Kime, Stephen Keith, Preston Kell, John Keller, Christopher Kellett, Caroline Kelly, Will Kelly, Mackenzie Kelly, McKinley Kelly, Neela Kelly, Sade Kelly, Megan Kelso, Will Kendrick, Rebecca Keneally, Caroline Kennedy, Aaron Kennedy, John Kennedy, Kevin Kennedy, Kelsey Kenrick, John Kent, Caitlin Curse, Allison Curl, Caroline Kerr, John Kerr, Ashley Keys, Alex Kiefer, Lindsay Killian, Grace Killian, Olivia Kilton, Mia Kim, Alyssa King, Caroline King, Lillian King, Nathan King, Taylor King, Sarah Kingsley, Mara Kingsley, Benjamin Kinsinger, Abram Kirby, W. Brian Kirby, Dylan Kirk, Madeline Kirkland, Caitlin Kassam, Mackenzie Kitzmiller, John Kling, Taylor Knapp, Vivian Knighton, Thomas Knopp, Cameron Knox, Peyton Coburg, Madison Kobza, Khadijah Coffey, Lucas Kokonakis, James Kanduros, Brooke Kopicki, Christina Korleski, Nicole Koski, Madison Kramer, Cam Krebs, Leah Kreitziger, Megan Kropp, Matthew Krumitz, Vector Kupek, Rachel Curry, Victoria Labby, Matthew Labossenaire, Cameron LaChica, Thomas Lackey, Alexandra Ladaga, Mornay Lambert, Ben Lehman, Colin Landrum, Thomas Lanaway, Sarah Jane Leslie, Erin Grace Lasseter, Krista Ladowick, Raquel Latorre, Andrew Lados, Brianna Lowler, David Lawrence, Samantha Leach, Abigail League, Madeline Lee, Mariel Lacuter, David LaCroix, Caroline Lee, Chelsea Lee, Hannah Lee, Catherine Lee, Lauren Lee, Taylor Lee, Morgan Lafise, Jackson LeMay, Ben Lemon, Will Lenhart, Gavin Lennox, Elizabeth Leonetti, Matthew Leota, Craig Leopard, Lindsay Lashak, Caroline Lassane, Michaela Leslie, Samuel Leslie, Kevin Lessing, Haley Levin, Taylor Leviner, Madeline Levitt, Cassidy Lewis, Fritz Lewis, Rebecca Lewis, Seth Lewis, Sophie Lewis, Sydney Lewis, Caroline Liddy, Madeline Linsholtz, Kale Lindley, Joshua Link, Anna Lipke, Charlotte Little, Charlotte Littlejohn, Gabrielle Clock, Christiana Lockett, Cody Lodge, Joseph Loebsack, Covington Loftus, Peyton Logan, Jack Lonergan, Carson Long, Isabel Long, Leighton Long, Sullivan Long, Zachary Long, Cody Longshore, Catherine Lapata, Ricardo Lopez Jr., Luke Lapicolo, Hannah Lorch, Isabella Lorenzo, Kensley Lothridge, Addison Luithian, Connor Love, Kelly Lau, Sarah Lown, Caitlin Lucas, Mandolin Lucier, Daniel Ludden, Olivia Luke, Victoria Luongo, Ethan Lepachik, Nicholas Lukin, Leah Lida, Luke Lynn, Sarah Jane Linsky, Michael Lyon, Miles Lyons, Megan Macaniano, Eliza McCauley, Catherine McShane, Walker McKinnon, Mackenzie Mader, Jenna Madsen, Jacob Miguelson, Jillian Magnell, Kayla McGuire, Joshua Mahaffey, Jackson Mahoney, Kathy Mai, Matthew Maloney, Emilia Malfris, Anne Mendel, Callie Mangine, Billy Mann. Gabriela Murad. Rosalina Marina. Alexander Marcaselli. Claire Marion. Christina Marks. CJ Marmo. Jordan Martin. Stephanie Martinez Burinia. Matthew Mason. Joseph Mathern. Georgia Ann Matar. Charles Mond. Andrew May. Avery Mayhew. Shay Mazik. Megan Mazaway. Claire Mazio. Ian Mazzola. Ian McAllister. Ben McBride. Olivia McBride. Thomas McCall. Zoe McCarthy. Elizabeth McClure. Maria McClure. Samuel McConnell. Maya McCormack. Lily Grace McCormick. Luke McCormick. Nick McCormick. Riley McCormick. Sarah McCowan. Gina McCracken. Teague McCracken. Nyla McCraney. Mackenzie McCrary. Olivia McCrae. Tori McCrory. Anna McCrossan. Jacob McCula. Rosie McCumsky. Clopin McCutcheon. Logan McDaniel. Austin McDarris. Naya McGill. Sally McWirt. Adam McJunkin. Laura McJunkin. Matthew McCain. Maya McKinney. Manning McCoy. Elizabeth McLaughlin. Daisy McLeod. Nicholas McCurry. Alex McNair. Sydney McNamara. William McNeil. Haley McPhail. Emily McPherson. Madison McQuaid.
Thomas Meacham. Kelly Medina. Megan Medley. Justin Medlin. Merritt Meeks. Alex Meister. Alejandro Mejia Tejada. Santiago Mejia Tejada. Corinne Miola. Blair Mercer. Amanda Merkel. Keanu Merle. Brent Merlot. Madeline Merrill. Alexis Merriman. Brandon Meyer. Delaney Mikesell. Chelsea Miley. Matthew Miller. Sarah Miller. Gwyneth Milliken. Riley Mills. Jenna Millsap. Grant Miner. Lauren Mistretta. Hannah Mitchell. Mason Mitchell. Lacey Mitchum. Valeria Miyamoto. Kevin Moody. Canton Moeller. Rumsha Moyne. Danny Moldaver. Zach Molinowski. Christian Molnar. Marta Montero. Amanda Montez. Morgan Moody. Sarah Beth Moody. Anna Moore. Jonathan Moore. Suzanne Mormon. Jonathan Morgan. Theo Morahand. Presley Morello. Diego Morales. Julia Morgan. Angela Morcos. Alyssa Morrison. Katie Mata. Christopher Muckenfoos. Christopher Mueller. Shelby Muirhead. Catherine Mallory. Walker Mullen. Madison Mullins. Connor Mulvey. Chris Munn. Isabella Munoz. Joshua Munoz. Marshall Murdoch. Victoria Murphy. Bridget Murphy. Leanne Murphy. Alexa Murray. Deborah Murray. Miles Murray. Sterling Murray. Megan Music. Elizabeth Mutz. Brennan Myers. Nicholas Myers. Zachary Myers. Samantha Myrick. Gregory Mitch. Frank Nanarello. Lady Napoles. Lucas Nash. Tavia Nash. Benjamin Nasso. Grace Nason. Ariana Nathan. Josh Nathan. Wyatt Naylor. Jacob Neal, Sharon Neely, Jolie Nelson, Alexander Neiman, Michaela Nelson, Bryson Nelson, Jared Nelson, Ty Neuter, Natalie Newman, Olivia Newman, Bethany Neville, Taylor Newby, Olivia Newland, Ann Nguyen, Cameron Nichols, Coleman Nichols, Drew Nichols, Sophie Beth Nichols, Parker Nielsen, Evan Nienhaus, Wills Ninneman, Austin Nobles, Joseph No, Tyler Norman, Haley Novi, Andrew Nowak, Dayton Nucktles, Lillian Nuttall, Shannon O'Brien, Lindsay O'Connell, William O'Neill, Margaret O'Neill, Cole O'Neill, Aaron O'Rourke, Caroline Odom, Haley Odom, Grace Owenbrink, Brianna Oakburn, Francine Okraski, Eduardo Olvera, Hunter Ons, Hannah Orr, Samuel Orr, Addison Osteen, Ben Osterhaus, Ella Otterman, Emily Overbay, Paul Owen, Jack Owen Turner, Hayward Owens, Lily Owens, Emerson Pace, Michael Ann Pace, Walker Pace, Michael Palachi, Caroline Palmentero, Katie Palmer, Kelson Palmer, Samuel Parmeran Tejeda, Kaylin Paquette, Will Parham, Joseph Parrish, Matthew Park, Lauren Parker, Micah Parker, Christina Parman, Louis Parr, Matthew Pascal, Grace Patat, Madison Pate, Chetna Patel, Haley Patel, Nishi Patel, Chandler Patrick, Savannah Patrick, Jonathan Paddock, Luke Paulding, Itzel Pavon, Nathan Payne, Anna Peacock. Colin Peel. Lucy Pelham. Olivia Pekoski. Colton Pareo. Hannah Perry. Jenna Perry. Tiara Perry. Ashley Person. John Peterson. Isabella Pettis. Allison Faferoff. Adelia Phillips. Amanda Phillips. Emma Phillips. Jackson Phillips. Catherine Phillips. Sydney Phillips. Katie Fung. Zoe Picard. Claire Pigeon. Clara Pilley. Gianna Pintai. Divya Pinto. Joel Pittard. Kaylee Pitton. John Pittman. Addison Pitts. Bella Playa. Nick Plansky. Claire Platte. John Player. Olivia Plymouth. Claire Pollock. Sean Pulaski. McKenna Polk. Maggie Pontiakis. Jordan Poole. Haley Pope. Brendan Popalik. Nicholas Popalik. Elijah Porter. Michaela Porter. Blake Poteet. Alexander Pratt. Haley Presley. Olivia Preston. Michaela Preto. Brandon Pretter. Turner Pruitt. Bailey Price. Lauren Price. Hank Pritchard. Nicole Prosopo. Kaylee Prophet. Andrew Provosti. Olivia Provosti. Elena Pruitt. Matthew Pruitt. Edward Perkerson. Adriana Carubin. William Quinn. Sophia Quinque. Angel Quintero. Arceli Quintero. Aiden Quirk. Joseph Robb. Catherine Rabin. Joshua Radcliffe. Arden Radford. Sutton Radford. Alexa Radis. Skylar Rafferty. Jordan Raychalk. Lance Ralston. Allison Rambo. Mabry Ramy. Kristen Randolph. Peter Rainey. Connor Rapp. Richard Rashid. Virginia Rashley. Alexandra Rattay. John Ravalli. Alexandra Ray. Will Ray.
Sean Ray. Mitchell Reasoner. Noah Riccio. Merritt Redden. Ellen Reeder. Baker Reese. Meredith Reese. Matthew Reed. Liam Riley. Alexis Reinhardt. Sarah Grace Reno. Samuel Rentschler. Ansley Rentz. Lauren Resurrection. Elise Reinhardt. Nicholas Rhodes. Megan Reimer. Mitchell Rhine. Joshua Reichard. Alan Ritchie. Dorothy Rickenbaker. Christina Riddle. Sydney Riddle. Marcus Rattlehuber. Emily Rinaldi. Gage Rint. Stephanie Rivera. Douglas Roach. Natalie Roberts. Ashley Robinson. Curtis Robinson. Grayson Robinson. Robert Robinson. Whit Robinson. Maggie Roderick. Alexander Rhodes. Brett Rogers. Haley Rogers. Lauren Reamer. Alexander Rogers. Emily Rogers. Megan Roldan. Elena Roman. Jillian Rossborough. Megan Rossborough. Zachary Ross. Carolyn Roskowski. Cameron Roth. Abigail Rowell. Anna Rowell. Marion Royster. Daniel Rumpf. Maxwell Russell. Delaney Rust. Lucas Ryder. Lauren Risden. Angela Sablin. Daniel Sage. Eliza Sally. Lindsay Sally. Carson Saltz. Colby Saltz. Nico Sammartino, Heather Sammons, Stephen Samples, Keisha Samuel, Charles Sandbloom, Aiden Sanders, Kelly Sanders, Kira Sanders, Sarah Margaret Sandlin, Miranda Sandoval, Amanda Sanko, Julia Sansbury, Anthony Santangelo, Nazaria Santiago, Jennifer Santarufo, Mark Sapita, Hope Sargent, Richard Sasnett, Jackson Satterfield, Marissa Sauls, Robert Saunders, Anna Sawyer, Taya Sawyer, Amy Saister, Daniel Skarnavac, Zachary Shower, Melinda Schenk, Helen Schertz, Remy Shimmick, Amy Schleicher, Caitlin Schmedeke, Emma Schmidt, Maggie Schneider, Tyler Scholl, Daniela Schreiber, Lindsay Schreiber, Haley Schroeder, Devin Schroeder, McKenna Schuler, Justin Schultz, Danielle Schuster, William Schwab, Colby Schwan, Reagan Schwartz, Jamie Schweitzer, Celia Dawn Scott, Jacqueline Scott, Meredith Scott, Victoria Scott, Julia Seabrook, Sunny C., Madison Seelinger, William Seffrin, Liza Seegers, Madison Sell, McKinley Sellers, Ryan Selquist, Amanda Samanchik, Connor Sembauer, Catherine Senesek, Anne-Marie Sesney, Austin Setzer, Anna Setzer, Sophie Seifer, Rustin Seigel, Grayson Seymour, Logan Schaefer, Mary Schaefer, Haley Sherritt, Logan Shea, Grace Shea, Bryson Sheely. Abigail Sheely. Amelia Sheely. Taylor Sheely. Thomas Sheely. Lindsay Sheldon. Haley Sheridan. Margaret Sherrill. Olivia Sherry. Min Yan Shin. Brendan Shipshock. Zach Shiver. Savannah Shreve. Cecilia Schultz. Bridget Shoup. Connor Sigmund. Mary Beth Silva. Cassandra Simpson. Hannah Simmons. Kensley Simmons. Abigail Sinclair. Bailey Sisk. Annie Skiles. Madison Slane. Sydney Sloop. Soleil Smalls. Andrew Smith. Bailey Smith. Brian Smith. Davis Smith. Hayden Smith. Kelsey Smith. London Smith. Maddie Smith. Mary Grace Smith. Deanna Smith. Michaela Smith. Morgan Smith. Natalie Smith. Nicholas Smith. Nicholas Smith. Nicole Smith. Patrick Smith. Stephen Smith. Warren Smith. Zoe Smith. Alexis Smoke. Martha Smoke. Jacob Smock. Catherine Snyder. Emma Snodgrass. Erica Snow. Mackenzie Soulsby. Edward Solms. Izzy Soto. Mason Sowell. Leah Sourbuts. Ashlyn Spake. Bethany Sparks. Anna Spence. Kira Spencer. Michael Spencer. Ellen Spires. Adriana Spinelli. Peyton Spires. Jack Sprague. Madison Stampful. Jordan Stanfield. Brooke Stanfill. Reed Stansel, Reagan Starrin, Jackson Steed, Molly Steele, Wesley Stiegel, Morgan Steiner, Haley Steinmetz, Isabella Stender, Addiston Stevens, Kadari Stevens, Audrey Stevenson, Madison Stevenson, Taylor Stevenson, Peyton Stewart, William Stinson, Abigail Stock, Madison Stoddard, Peyton Stokes, Sloan Staklosa, Sarah Stakowski, Andrew Stone, Ansley Stone, Jonah Stone, Elizabeth Stoughton, Bailey Strauss, Carly Strawhorn, Catherine Stryker, Kaylee Strickland, Virginia Strickler, Jake Struther, Grace Stroud, Logan Stuckey, Rebecca Stutter, Tyler Strucken, Chatham Sturgis, Jeff Sturla, Mackenzie Sugden, Emily Sullivan, Keegan Sullivan, Samara Sullivan, Tara Sullivan, Claudia Summers, Ethan Summy, Lillian Sumner, Claire Sumners, Molly Sutton, Alexandra Savaka, Laura Swaim, Dawson Sweat, Haley Swiggett, Luke Seifert,
Mariah Tam, Ryan Taramina, Austin Taylor, Aaron Taylor, Jack Taylor, Laurel Taylor, Sophie Taylor, Lydia Teague, Colby Teal, Gina Tecca, Charlotte Teeter, Daniel Tello, Kate Teodosio, Leah Terry, Brianna Toby, Andrea Thomas, Andrew Thomas, Sully Thomas, Madeline Thomas, Morgan Thomas, Riley Thome, Anna Thompson, Brad Thompson, Elizabeth Thompson, Emily Thompson, Jaleel Thompson, Olivia Thompson, Zachary Thompson, Brooke Tilley, Ariana Tinch, Lakin Tippett, Margaret Toll, Braden Tomlinson, Delaney Toomer, Emily Toot, John Topple, Molly Torgerson, Olivia Tui, Angel Tran, Whit Traweek, Jessica Trahan, Connor Treadwell, Grant Tribolet, Leah Truelove, Kaylee Trumbull, McKenna Cheddar, Chapman Tucker, Ian Tucker, Sam Tunnett, Mabel Tunstall, Tegan Turley, Danielle Turner, Tara Turner, Thomas Turner, Luke Tyrell, Garrett Ulmer, Jervy Ulmer, McCall Valentine, Annie Valerius, Natasha Van Grau, Landon Van Patten, Jackson Van Vlake, Ava Vanhoff, Carter Varon, Ellen Vaughters, John Vivacis, Danielle Vella, Hannah Elizabeth Venable, Ryan Veneziano, Ian Venkatesan, Joshua Vergis, Graham Vernon, Kira Verostic, Tiffany Vatiri, Kate Vinges, Mallory Vischer, Caitlin Vislaki, Grace Wattis, Abby Wagner, Ashley Wagner, Grantlin Wagner, Grace Waldauer, Caroline Walker, Nicholas Walker, Hallie Wall, Kayla Wallace, Ryan Walsh, Emily Walters, Savannah Walters, Olivia Wander, Arthur Ward, Jonathan Ward, Wilson Ward, Robert Warshler, Davis Wash, Perry Wason, Jace Watford, Cameron Watkins, Sarah Watkins, Abigail Watson, Bridget Watson, Brittany Watts, Richard Wazicki, John Michael Weatherford, Haley Weathers, Jackson Weathers, Maddie Weathers, Christopher Weaver, Joshua Weaver, Maggie Weaver, Griffin Webb, Lauren Webb, Madison Webb, Sammy Weber, Carson Webster, Elliot Wechter, Nico Weckart, Jackson Weeks, Eric Weiss, Davis Weitzel, Luke Wellborn, Alana Welch, Liam Welch, Gilbert Werntz, Jackson Wirtz, Andrew West, David West III, Lily Wetmore, Caitlin Whalen, Jenna Wisnett, Rebecca Wisnett, Caleb Whitaker, Sarah Whitaker, Garrett White, Haley White, Catherine White, Kerrigan White, Trenton White, Jake Heek Whitman, John Whitmere, Liana Whittle, Grace Wally, Zoe Wickizer, Alex Weinstrower, Genevieve Wicklax, Edward Wilfong, Cameron Wilkinson, Aaron Williams, Anna Williams, Benjamin Williams, Hallie Williams, Kathleen Williams, Nick Williams, Thomas Williams, Matthew Williamson, Cody Willis, Dustin Willis, Tyler Willis, Grace Wilson, Hannah Wilson, Owen Wilson, Dorsey Winchester, Nathan Windsor, Elizabeth Weingard. Henry Winfield. Anna Kate Wingard. Peyton Wynn. Kendall Winston. Sarah Witt. Rain Whitrock. Hannah Wadecki. Laura Lee Wadecki. Morgan Wolf. Serenity Marie Wolf. Jordan Wood. Margaret Wood. Brianna Woodley. Catherine Woods. Tyler Woods. John Woodward. Justin Workman. Grayson Worley. Mallory Worley. Hayden Wren. Sarah K. Wren. Charles Wright. Emma Wright. Jack Wright. Nathan Yarns. John Yeager. Defiance Yanavkian. Andrew Young. Michael Young. Emma Younger. Zachary Zafudo. Abigail Zamiti. Jesus Zavala. Elizabeth Ziegler. Emmeline Zeeler. Kenna Zeitz. Grace Zimmel. Colin Zeller. Sharetta Buford. Anderson Kirk. Maximilian Stukenberg. Alexandra Ainspan. Riley Hill. Grace Ann Brown. Tiffany Pirtle. Hampton Denny. Charles Barber. Madison Stoffel. Catherine Hickey. Daniela La Ferrara. Sydney Sailors. Colton Owenby. Tapa Epps. Kyle Griggs. Casey Roscoe. We'd now like to take a moment to recognize the individual members of the Student Alumni Council who are receiving their rings today. Their service to Clemson, dedication to tradition, and skillful execution of this event have made this ceremony possible today. And their leadership and examples will inspire future leaders of the Student Alumni Council to uphold this wonderful tradition for years to come. It is with great pleasure that we present rings to the following students. William Edwards. Helena Hardy. Mallory Hatchett. Amelia Miranda. Sarah Catherine O'Connell. Ashley Pankey. Jack Sanford.
Good afternoon. I'm Jeff Duckworth, Chair of the Clemson Alumni Association, and proud to be part of 3 generations of my family having the honor to wear this ring. And speaking of honor, it's always an honor to partake and participate in this great tradition of the ring ceremony. To our speakers, Student Alumni Council, and the alumni staff, we want to thank you all for the amazing work that you've done, the months of preparation today to make today's ceremony so special. To the family members and guests all up in these seats, thank you for participating in today's ceremony. Thank you for being here. It means so much. And to all of you wearing those nice shining rings, I want to remind you that the Clemson Alumni Association is here to engage with you to help make sure that you remain engaged with Clemson. Please stay in touch with us so we can make sure that you know all the activities and events that you can partake in. I hope that you'll always remember the amazing experience that you've had here at Clemson and that you pay it forward so future Tigers can have the same amazing experience that you have had. Now, keeping with tradition, I invite you all to look at your rings right now. As you look at that ring, if you would, please make sure the C in your class year is turned towards you, so you're the one reading it. Keep it that way until the day that you graduate. When you graduate, have an alum or a family member take that ring, turn it around so it's facing outward to show the whole world so you can shout, "I went to Clemson." As I close today's ceremonies, first to the families and guests, if you would, please make sure that you exit the same way that you came in through those main doors and meet your student outside. To the students, please exit the exact same way you came in through the loading dock, and you'll want to make sure you go out this way as the Alumni Association and Student Alumni Council has a gift for you of a ring crest glass for you to take with you today. I wish you all the best as you approach your graduation days and your next phase with your relationship with Clemson. Now, if you all would please stand and join me in the singing of the Clemson alma mater, travel safely and go Tigers!